Thank you, Simon. Take a seat, it's alright. So, Stuart and Gemma, okay, it's been quite a quick embrace. So, what I thought I'd do today, I'd share a few extracts from my latest book, okay, and it's JC's Simple Steps to Marriage Heaven, okay? It is available at the back, that makes a great stocking filling, okay? So, I'm going to give you a few tips if that's alright. So, tip number one, okay, always look out for each other. That's a good one, isn't it? Okay? Now, it was about 2 years ago, and Stuart and Andy Gorman, where's Andy Gorman? They decided to go on a 3-day climb up Ben Nevis. And for the journey, Stuart packed 20 tins of value-add beans and sausages. Okay? And it got to about day 3, and Stuart was through his 17th tin, and he'd still realised he'd not been to the toilet yet. Okay? It is, it's on toilet humour today, really. And it was a couple of hours later, and they were just about to reach the summit. Okay? And Stuart suddenly gets movement. Okay? He knows that bad boy's coming. Okay? So with the help of the very Reverend Pastor Andy Gorman at the lookout at the top of the mountain, and then as if by magic a mist descends. Okay? And Stuart knows that this is his moment. Okay? So he takes the squat position. He bites onto his stick. This is what he was born for. Then out of nowhere, he hears these two voices. Now these aren't the normal voices, these are different, okay? So he continues, and just as he's about to let rip, he hears this almighty scream, but it's too late. The process has begun. He looks over his shoulder, and to his amazement, there's these two elderly female climbers rooted to the spot in complete shock as they have just been greeted by the biggest pair of white buttocks they have ever seen in their entire life. I think it's fair to say after climbing nearly 5,000 feet through mist, fog and snow, he certainly weren't expecting to meet those twin peaks. But actually this is a true story. It's now gone down in mountain folklore history, so much so that there's now a movement to rename the biggest mountain in Britain from Ben Nevis to Stew's Crevice. Right? It's got a lovely ring to it, hasn't it, you know? Alright, point number 2, quickly, okay.
Sometime. Turn the volume on. Batteries.
Hello, oh, I'm back on. Okay, point number 2, quickly. In marriage, sometimes you just got to pick up the pieces. Okay? It's a good one. And Stuart, just so you don't feel left out, okay? I was actually driving past the old people's home yesterday, and they had a sale on. Okay? And I found these for you. So just to think you're going to need further climbing experiences, or you just want to climb up the stairs, I've got you these. Okay? These are some XXL incontinent pants. Alright? Now they are second hand, but they've only had one previous lady owner. Okay? But there's no money back guarantee because they are soiled as seen. Alright. Okay, so lastly, okay, last point. Sometimes marriage is a slippery slide. And as you know, past couple of years, Stuart has faced some health problems. And like most people, you think he'd take a back seat or maybe relax, but not Stuart. And for the 30th, we went to Tenerife. And it was on the last day, we decided to go to the water park. And on that morning, I don't think Stuart will mind me saying, he literally could not get out of bed. Okay, he was in that much pain. And anyway, we decided to go, and Stuart's like, look, I'm going to stay here. And just as we're about to leave the door, Stuart's like, boys, I'm coming. And I'm like, you're an absolute psycho. So anyway, he said, oh, just put me in the wheelchair. So an hour later, we're wheeling them up to this water park. I'm like, Stuart, put your sad face on, we'll try and get some discount. It's true, it's very true. It's worked quite a lot, hasn't it? It really has. But anyway, we're having a nice stroll around the park, and we get to the park centrepiece, and it's called the Tower of Power. And ladies and gentlemen, let me picture this for you. It's the second tallest water slide in the world, okay? It's a sheer vertical drop set up in a mountaintop. And I look at that and I say to Stuart, there's no way you're getting me on that. And Stuart's like, come on, it's your 30th, go and have a go. So anyway, I run up the steps, I'm at the top, across my arms and legs, I say the sinner's prayer, hurtle down, you know, I tumble down, that's an absolute disgrace. I get to the bottom, pull up my Speedos, give the lifeguard a high five, and I run around the corner to get a bit of praise from my mate Stuart, and I'm greeted by an empty wheelchair. Now, if you've seen Little Britain, maybe you might know where this is going, okay? But, I was looking around, a bit panicky, about 5-10 minutes, and I happened to glance up at the top of the mountain, and there's a silhouette that looks a little bit like my friend Stuart. And I'm like, no, it can't, yes it is, and I start screaming at Stuart, don't do it! But it's too late, and just as he's about to hurtle down, he decides to wave to everyone, okay? And he starts going down, his legs become untangled, and he's flipping from side to side, like a pregnant seal. And I'm screaming, Jesus, please do not let him die on my birthday. But anyway, he gets to the bottom and he tumbles forward and forward and forward, and he's in the water for about 4 seconds, and by this point there's a crowd of about maybe 30 or 40 people gathered round the bottom of the pool. This is true, isn't it? Absolutely. And some people are laughing, some people are like shaking their heads in disgrace. And I make my way through the centre with the wheelchair. It's true. The crowd look at Stuart and then they look at the wheelchair. They look at Stuart and then they look at the wheelchair. And in a split second this fella gets up and starts giving him a standing ovation. And it breaks through, doesn't it? In a second, he's gone from 0 to hero. Really. Now, unfortunately, that story does have a bit of a bitter ending, because the whole thing was actually recorded by a local tourist, and the tape has since ended up on the desk of the Liverpool Benefits Office. So, upon further investigation, this is only a best man's story. Alright, now I'm just going to finish now with a bit of heartfelt stuff, alright, if that's okay. It might sound cheesy, but I mean it's from the heart. Now, the last story that I heard there, Stu, I think that epitomises you. It really, really does. Where people have challenges in life and people run away, but you always stand and fight. Where even greater men would lie down, you just continue to stand. And I know there's been times in my life where I've been going through problems and difficulties, yet you still throw aside what you're doing, put your arm around me and tell me it's going to be okay. And for that, you're an inspiration not just to me, but every person in this room today. And Gemma, what can I say about Gemma? Gemma, I once heard that there's 2 types of people in life. There are thermometers and thermostats. And thermometers, they go into a room and they measure the temperature. And if people are happy, they'll be happy. But if people are sad, they'll also be sad. And thermostats are people that go into a room and regardless of circumstance or situation, they always raise the temperature. And you are definitely a thermostat. You've got that ability to just light up a room, and your enthusiasm for life is just infectious. Okay? And what I'll just finish, what I love most about you two is that you're really both individuals. That by yourself, you're both dynamite people. But when 2 become 1, as the Spice Girls would say, I'm not saying it, alright? I just know you guys are going to have incredible influence, far greater than anyone in this room can ever imagine. Not just in your friends and family or in the city, but in the nation and the nations. And for me to be here today, just to be a part which is going to launch you guys off, it is a real honour. So I love you both. So I have done, but I'm obviously just going to toast these 2 little lovebirds, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to all be upstanding. I'd like you to raise your glasses to the couple of 2009 and beyond, Mr. and Mrs. Otten. Thank you, thank you. Good night, God bless.